Right, let's do a review of the Creda W220VW. Now, so, I'll just kick things off. At the bottom, we have a kick plate, which isn't missing. I do have it, but it's not on. What you do is undo that, and behind here we actually have a filter, which you can undo to drain out any water from the machine and any debris that it collects. Right, we've got our Hotpoint first edition door, which is what this is based on. And inside we've got our WMA style drum with blue pedals. However, this is the reason why I'm doing this review video, because this might be the last video you see of this machine. It's now currently broken. Yeah, it's not very healthy. It's been knocking, which is a bit of a weird thing as well. The drum's fine. Like the actual spider isn't actually snapped, but I think it's corroded in a weird place around here somewhere. So it's still turning, it's still running, and it's still making a weird noise. It stopped knocking now, which is a bit unusual. It was knocking on distribution. It would stop knocking once it sped up. So you may hear some knocking on this video. But yeah, that's because the machine isn't 100% healthy. To be fair, I don't think it's been healthy since I got it from auction. It didn't sound 100% healthy when I bought it. It did run pretty much every wash cycle I have filmed on it, absolutely fine, but it was the final boil wash out before I was going to put it away, and then it started knocking. So yeah, unfortunately, don't know if at the minute it's gone better because it's not knocking. I will try and put in some wash racers depending on how much noise it makes, but the noise isn't actually there once it starts spinning up. So currently I might get it out to play in a couple of weeks time to do some wash races with other 2000s machines for now. Right, yeah, there's not that many Credas around, and I was saying that when I bought this, and then all of a sudden like 3 popped up all at once. Anyway, so this style has the plastic door pin, and they do get changed later on to metal door pins. Also, this kind of ran from 2000 to around 2006, but you can let me know down below exactly when it ran. Because then Creda, or shall I say, Hotpoint Insit, dropped the Creda name altogether and stopped making both the washing machines and the dryers for the name. They did make the dryers for a while that matched this as well. So they made the TVR2, which I think, and there was a condenser version as well. So the TVR2 is the vented dry that matches this, and then there's a condenser version that matches this as well. There's quite a lot of reminiscence of the late 90s Credas and Hotpoints in this style of the machine. So we've got this drawer design, we've got this drawer handle, and weirdly there's one more thing, and it's here where it says woolens. Doesn't look like much, but woolens is separate away from everything else. You've got cottons, your synthetics, and your woolens. But woolens is not the last program, whereas it would have been on the old previous generations. It had to be, it was a mechanical dial. But because we're on a modern control PCB board, it doesn't have to be. But still, it's program H over here. Anyway, I'll go through the programs then, shall I? Right. We've got cottons. We've got P for pre-wash. This is done at 30 degrees and it's a standalone pre-wash. It's going to take the detergent from the pre-wash side of the dispenser. Then we got it. It will last around 20 to 25 minutes. Then we got program B, which is 95 degree whites, and of course that's the boil wash for your whites. It does state in the manual, very boldly, 1 hour 40 to 1 hour 50 minutes. But it doesn't take that, it takes a lot longer than that. Around 2 hours 15 or something like that. Oh, and I'll just interrupt as well. This is not a hot and cold fill, it's just a cold fill only machine. So I'm not exactly sure where they're getting the timings from, but there's no way with, even with a hot and cold fill, you'd be struggling to get a bowl wash temperature within that time frame. Then we've got program C, colours fast. That's colour fast cottons. And it states in the manual up to 2 hours 20. In reality, it takes around 2 hours 40. Program D is non-fast colours, or non-colour fast cottons, at 40 degrees. Again, states in the manual 1 hour 45, which is actually right. Then we've got program E, which is 30 degree colour, 30 degree colour safe cotton, which to be fair is their first attempt at making a 30 degree program. Moving forward with 2000's machines, 30 degrees was starting to pop up on a lot of them, and I suppose this was to compete with the competition. It would be another few years before 30 degree temperatures were starting to be pushed onto the general public a lot more. Then we've got the synthetic side of the dial, or synthetic side of the programs. We've got program F, 50 degree nylon. It says takes around an hour 15. I think it takes about an hour 25 to an hour and a half. Then program G is acrylics at 40. It says 50 minutes. Takes about an hour. So it's a bit off. Then we've got program J, which is silks 30 degrees, which is still a synthetics based program. Nothing really changed much, other than apparently it's longer. Yeah, it's longer than the acrylics. It says an hour 5, but in reality it takes an hour. So it's pretty much bang on. You've got the woolens program over here, program H at 40 degrees. It's not the distribution wool action, it's the old fashioned sort of gentle tumbles with a high water level action. Stating an hour 15 to do, which it is, it's an hour 15. Then we've got program K, fast wash at 35 degrees. It says 35 to 45 minutes in the manual, and it takes half an hour. Then we've got program L, minimum cold wash, and this states 25 degrees, so it's not actually a cold wash then, it must heat, mustn't it? What's more bizarre though is the timers for it, because it says around 55 minutes. It took an hour 45 minutes to complete, and I couldn't actually tell you whether it's supposed to be a cottons program, a synthetics program, a hand wash program, or what, because what he actually did was run sort of like a gentle tumble action with a medium sized water level, but with a very sort of fast spin, even though it states slow spin in the manual. Program M is to stop and change the program. I'll show you what to do with that in a minute. Right, max load size is 5.5 kilos for any of the cottons programs, and for synthetics it's max load of 3 kilo, except for the fast wash, which is only made for washing 1 kilo for refreshing items. Woolens, max load is 1.5 kilos of items that are marked with machine washable on them. However, you can go up to 2.5 kilos for blankets if you wish. Then we got rinse and spin, which will be 1 rinse followed by fast spin, and then we've got slow spin only and then fast spin only. But knowing this machine and what it will be, fast spin only will be limited to 1200, and it will be a slightly shorter version of the cottons version, which is a bit bizarre, but that's how it works. Talking of spin speeds too, it just states fast and slow in the manual, but essentially cottons is 1200 RPM, except for obviously for pre-wash. It's 1200 RPM for B, C, D and E, 800 RPM for F, G, J, K and possibly L, and woolens I'm not sure, I think it's 2000's. The items did seem to come out quite dry at the end, so yeah. Right, just quickly go through this as well. Turn the machine off at the off position here. You can turn it on either way. It's always going to load up end to say that the actual machine is ready for the next cycle. But likewise, it's going to light up end when it gets to the end of a cycle too. These lights are door locked, only lights whilst the door is locked at any point, and run means it's actually active within a cycle. So if you were to turn it off and then you turned it back on and run then comes up, it means it's still within that program. Right, let's say, I'll just quickly show you stop and change. This is quite easy to do. So let's say you select B. It'll come up run. Right, and you're going, oh no, that's the wrong program. If you turn it off and then you turn it back on, how odd. Oh, did you hear that then? It didn't like that. Kind of spiked then on the motor. Ooh. Anyway, what you're supposed to do, let's say you're in program B, and you want a different cycle. Turn it to M, then press start, and it'll automatically run a drain. End's going to continue to flash whilst it's just ending that program. But likewise, once it's drained and you're happy with it, then it's going to end. You can now select a different program. Now, another thing as well. You've got variable spin here, max spin of 1200 RPM. We've got 100 RPM steps, 1100, 1000, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and then this, all of that is, any of that is no spin. You do not get this with the lower W200FW. Also, the max spin of the 200FW is just 1000 RPM. But of course 1000 RPM is only on the cottons cycles, whereas all the synthetics and the woolens still carry out the same spin speed as stated when a little bit earlier. So we've got two options. We've got rinse hold and we've got energy save. So neither of which work on program A, which is obviously pre-wash. Energy save, say, is made for watching lightly soiled items, and it says 10 degrees of heat on the heating, which should in turn reduce how long it takes to run the cycle. You've also got rinse hold. When it gets to rinse hold mode, the light will start to flash. You can then carry on at any point by turning off the rinse hold button, and it will then perform the full final spin. But there's something I've learned recently. If you leave it in rinse hold mode, now I don't know how many hours specifically, but on me, after around 8 hours, 9 hours, the camera cut out. It does after about between 10 and 11 hours of recording, the camera automatically stops, regardless of how much memory is left in the camera. And it was still in rinse hold mode. However, when I came to unload the washing, it already spun. So I'd say somewhere at around 10 hours with it in rinse hold mode, if it's not been advanced in that time, it will automatically go into final spin and perform the final spin cycle. Likewise in rinse hold mode, what you can do if you don't want it to spin is turn it to off, turn it to M to cancel the cycle. And then if you want to just have a drain only, you can use in obviously program M. And if you want to respin it on a, say, a slow spin, you can do using the slow spin program. Where it gets unusual is where the buttons are available to use. So according to the instruction manual, energy save, which saves you 10 degrees, is only available on programs B, C, D, F, G and H. But in reality, it works on programs B, C, D, E, which is at 30 degrees, so 30 degrees take off energy save is only 20. F, G, H, J, which is also at 30 degrees, down to 20. Not K, which is your fast wash program at 35. And cold wash, it works on cold wash. And not M, because of course that's stop and change. So rinse hold apparently doesn't work on programs A, which makes sense because it's the pre-wash. H, which is the wool program, which can make sense because you're not supposed to soak wool. Program L, which apparently doesn't work on, which is your cold wash. And spin only, which makes sense because of course you're already on the final spin. So let's see. Rinse hold doesn't work on A, yep. But it works on B, C, D, E, F, G, not H, well done. J, K, L. Yeah, it works on L. I think they meant to put M. Obviously, rinse and spin, it works on, makes sense. And not on spin onlys, which also makes sense. So yeah, a few typos in the instruction manual. Handles behind here to open the door, pull it towards you. It's not good for the review. That's the first time it's done it, but that might be because I was been messing about during this video. Yeah, it's normally drained in. Well, it does need a little bit of a clean out. Anyway, you want to clean out the drawer. It's rather easy to do. It's the old-fashioned drawer, so it's push that down and pull out. And then, of course, the fabric softener grate just lifts out like that. Yeah, it needs cleaning. But we're not using fabric softener. So, if you're using the pre-wash program, use this detergent compartment, which takes up to 200ml of powder. If for everything else, use this compartment, which is your main wash, which takes 400ml of powder. And then if you want to put optional fabric softener in, we can do up to 120ml, where it says maximum on it. So give this out of 10 then? Well, it was cheap. It was based on a hot point, which isn't actually a very good idea because they were kind of unreliable, and you know, I don't think this has proven any different. The washing ability is a bit anemic. There's a lot of errors in the instruction manual, including timings. Some of the timings are fine actually. I was going to say they're a bit long, but they're not. The tumbler is a little bit anemic in places, but generally speaking, it washes well, it rinses well, and it spins well. 7.5 out of 10 then. It's not bad actually, to be honest. Like, it's a little bit better than the first edition. A special edition first edition, basically. Underneath. Right. Hope you enjoyed this review. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. And don't forget to post a comment down below. I'll see you in another video. So, bye for now.